Hi YouTube, this is my review of the products that I've finished using during the month of September, because it's the 30th of September today. And I've got my little carrier bag here with the things that I've popped in as I've completed them or got tired of using them, because I'm trying to keep a kind of watch on what I'm using and how long it takes me to use, and what I think of products. And I'm also now trying to actually decide if I'm really not going to use up a product, to get rid of it, either to throw it away, or if it's practical, give it away to somebody, rather than just ending up with more and more clutter, because inevitably some things that you get, you just can't really use yourself. Anyway, this is what I've gone through this month. The first item is one of the Body Shop body butters in pink grapefruit that I used over the summer. I love citrus scents, particularly grapefruit if they're well done. And I'm happy to say this is not the first tub of this particular body butter that I've used, and I will certainly buy it again. I think the body butters are really good value from Body Shop if you like any of the fragrances. I have to say that apart from this one, I don't like any of their fragrances, but I really love this one. I find it a really refreshing, true-to-life pink grapefruit. It's just sweet and juicy and a little tart as well. And the butters themselves, I think, are a nice texture. They are rich. They do sink into the skin pretty quickly. I think you do have to massage them in, and there is definitely a film that stays on your skin for a short time afterwards, but I quite like that. I've got dry skin, and I find these very moisturising. They're $12.50, I think, a tub. And the tub lasts quite a long time, so they're not up there with the really expensive creams, nor would you expect them to, in terms of lasting. And I mean by that both lasting in terms of how quickly you go through them. I mean, you do need quite a lot of this quite quickly, so they don't last for ages, and also lasting in terms of the scent. I mean, it doesn't linger as long as, for example, some of the fashion houses' perfumed creams, or very expensive creams like Laura Mercier's Body Soufflés, which do last a long time. But for the price you pay and for what it is, I think it's really good value, and I will definitely get that again next summer when I'm into the grapefruit scents. These were part of the grapefruit range as well. I know I went through two things this month. Also grapefruit. These are Kiehl's, as you can see, American brand. Not the most expensive, but by no means drugstore or cheap. It's not the first time I've bought them, because years ago it seemed to me to be harder to get true-to-life grapefruit scents. And I'm not sure I would buy this body wash again. I can't remember what I paid for it, but I'm guessing more than $15. I don't think there's a price on it. No, there's not. So I honestly don't know, because I had it a while. But what I would say is the smell now seems a lot more watery to me. So I'm not sure I would rush to get that one again. That's not to write off Kiehl's bath and shower cleansers, because some of them are really nice, but they don't foam an awful lot, which is probably a good thing in the sense that they're not using very false foaming agents. But to use, I tend to use in the bath rather than the shower. I'm not sure they're the best product now, certainly for the price. And this is the body scrub, and again the price tags come off because a long time using it. Their body scrubs are nice. What I like about them is they're in the tube. A lot of body exfoliators come in tubs, which I just think is less hygienic. You're always sticking your fingers in, and you know they get, because you're using them in the bath or the shower, they get water in them, and you know I just don't like that kind of mess. So plus is it's definitely in a tube. The scrub is kind of medium rub, I would have said. I mean by that the particles are not super rough, but they're not super smooth either, and you know perfectly pleasant grapefruit smell. Would I get it again? Maybe. I can't think that I've come up with another grapefruit scrub that I prefer. If I did, you know, I wouldn't be particularly wedded to this one. But certainly, you know, my grapefruit time has gone for this year, I guess, because it's a summer scent for me. Then this fella I've talked about in the Cult Products I Don't Get video, Creme de la Mer, 100 quid, I think, when I bought it quite a long time ago. It's taken me an age to use it, not only because, to be fair, you only need a little at a time. It's incredibly rich. Rich in the sense I don't find it actually sinks into the skin very well without an awful lot of trouble. And I do wonder if some of the great results that a lot of people talk about are simply because it's stays on the skin so much that to get it to be absorbed, you really have to massage your face a great deal, which is actually quite good for you. But you really don't need to pay 100 quid to get a product that will encourage you to massage your skin and touch pressure points. I would not ever buy Creme de la Mer again. I'm sorry. I know some people rave about it, less it would seem these days than initially when it came out. I just do not get the fuss. I find it mildly irritating, not so much that I have to stop using it, but I don't wake up the following morning and think, oh my God, my skin looks good. I wake up the following morning and think my skin looks a teeny bit itchy and irritated. There's just nothing about it that I think is special and worth the money. And I don't get it. I certainly didn't think it made any positive difference to my skin. And I was kind of reduced to using it up, partly because it was so expensive, more as a neck cream than a face cream, partly because of that slight irritating effect it had. It was, you know, a reasonably rich cream to use on my neck, but I didn't feel it was doing anything particularly good, so never again. Just because it's expensive does not mean it's good. Just because a lot of people find it is good for them doesn't mean you will find it's good for you. From the sublime-ish to the ridiculous, my favourite deodorant, I come back to this time and time again. It's a cream formulation, which I really like. I hate those roll-ons that you have to leave your arm up for a few minutes for it to dry, but on the other hand, I don't find sprays as effective. This cream formulation from Vaseline, which they make in various scents, none of which are at all offensive or particularly strong, I find the best antiperspirant for me. Come back to it again and again. You buy it in drugstores, although drugstores, supermarkets, you know, chemists, whatever. You can't always get it. You sometimes have to shop around, but that's my deodorant of choice. I buy it again and again. So got through one of those. Then another one that I will repurchase. I can't remember if I've showed you this again. The Chorus cleansing wipes. I know makeup artists, etc., don't like cleansing wipes. They don't get your face clean enough. Although they're great for, you know, taking off some of the grime quickly. I still do like to have a pack on the go. I like to use it, you know, just to say take off heavy makeup before I go to the gym, even though I'm not cleansing completely. I just don't want all the gunk there before I exercise. I might use it after I've used a cream cleanser rather than spraying on a spritzer, a freshener. And sometimes, you know, it's just useful when you can't be bothered with the full routine at the end of the day, particularly if you've not been wearing full makeup, to use one of these wipes, as well as when you're travelling. These are my favourite wipes at the moment, Corres. They do them for different skins in different formulations. This one is milk proteins, which it doesn't say, it says for all skin types. I'd say it's their most moisturising wipe that I've tried. There is a pomegranate one, which a lot of people rave about more than this, to be honest. I find that slightly more drying. I didn't like the smell as much. I love the smell of these. So they're not cheap. I think they're about £7 over here. I tried to buy them when I was in Greece earlier this year, and I actually just couldn't find. I mean, I could see the Corus product in some chemists, but not the wipes. So I don't know. And I first bought them in the States. So I might look over there and see if they're any cheaper than they work out over here. But you can buy them here on the internet for about £7. Obviously, if you're not buying other things, you're probably going to have to pay postage and packing. And I think you can get them in Selfridges, actually, in their sort of pharmacy section. So I always have a few packs of those. I'm on my last one at the moment, and I will buy them again. Throwing away a mascara. I always have at least 2 mascaras on the go, because I like to have one, obviously, in the bathroom when I'm getting ready in the morning, and I like to have one in my handbag makeup, and I sometimes have one in my sort of travel bag as well. I haven't finished this, I don't think. I never finish mascara to the end because it takes me too long. I only really apply once a day generally, and yeah, I mean, you get to the point where you've got to throw them out. This one is kind of drying up a bit and not hygienic. Laura Mercier, this came in a kit. I didn't choose to buy it by itself, although I have got another one. It's a small brush, as you can see, which I think I quite like. I don't like desperately over-the-top looking mascaraed lashes. I have naturally fairly long, dark lashes. The tips are lighter, which is why I want to use mascara. But my main concern is so that the mascara doesn't flake or bleed onto my lower eye orbit, partly because my lashes are long, so they're sweeping down, and a mascara that doesn't stay put gives me panda eyes fairly quickly. I have never, ever, ever found the perfect mascara. Some do better than others. This was okay. Doesn't give a very defined look, as I say, but if you don't need that, then this is good, and it doesn't flake a lot. So I'd consider buying it again, although it's pretty pricey, and I'm getting to the stage where I think, frankly, there's so little difference in performance, it's not worth paying more than drugstore prices for mascaras. So jury out on that one, but it was okay. Then a couple of soaps. I'm getting rid of this sort of health bar that came from Canyon Ranch, the premium spa. Got a really nothing sort of smell. I don't see the point of that. And the scrub bits were just so fine. Just don't do anything for me. This is my, is it called Bliss Bar? No, I can't remember what it's called now. It's one of the Lush soaps that I've talked about before. All natural products, very citrusy smell. I buy it, by the bar load because it does use up quite quickly, and the gritty bits, which are the bits of peel, become a bit scratchy. So that's ready to throw away. I've got another bit on the side of the bath. Would buy it again. Have bought it again, in fact. One of my favourite soaps. Had a lot of samples this month from Chanel and Sisley, which I like to use when I'm travelling. Quite taken with this product. It's a new product by Sisley called Pore Minimizer, and it's a correcting serum concentrate. Unusual kind of pinky colour, and I really liked it. I mean, obviously it only lasted for a couple of applications. I found it actually seemed quite moisturising, and my skin did feel very smooth. I don't know whether it was actually just camouflaging, although you weren't wearing it as a makeup, you were supposed to wear it as a treatment, pore size. I would be quite tempted to get the full size were it not so expensive. I mean, it's about £100, which, for one thing that's wrong with my skin, I've got that many things wrong with my skin, to be honest, seems quite a lot. But jury out on that. I'm going to try and do a bit more research, to be honest, because I did like it and I did feel there was some difference. Then I had a number of the Correction Lift, which is sort of the old-aged Chanel range to deal with sagging. Great. I had the night cream, the day cream, still only an SPF 15, which, frankly, Chanel is unacceptable in this day and age, should be higher than that, and a lifting serum. And I also had the Hydromax active serum, which is the younger range, really just hydrating rather than dealing with the sagging. I do love the Chanel products. They go on beautifully, they sink in, they smell delicious. My issue with most of them for high-range products is, however beautiful the jars look, to my mind, if a product has active ingredients in it, it shouldn't be in a screw-top jar, because the bottom line is, as soon as oxygen is coming into contact with the surface of the cream as you open the jar, you're immediately contaminating and losing any active effect. It's fairly basic science. So I simply don't understand why Chanel, almost alone, I have to say, of French brands. The French are much, much better at this. La Roche-Posay, Avène, or, all those French brands that you buy in pharmacies have got this. Their skincare comes in airtight pump or tubes, and it's the only sensible way to be selling. Your cream, it might look pretty in a jar, but it's just not going to cut the mustard. So that's what would put me off buying. If they only got them back in ordinary looking tubes, or posh looking tubes, I don't care, or better yet, pump action, then I'd be up for it, but not at the moment. But the creams, they were very pleasant to use, worked quite well. Not sure I saw a dramatic difference, but then they only last for a couple of days. Same with the Hydromax. So that's what I used in September. I'm desperately trying to use various things up, because in a fortnight I'm on holiday for 3 weeks, and I love to try new products on holiday, have the chance to go shopping in the sense of not just dashing around getting something in a targeted way, but actually mooching around beauty halls, talking to the assistants, trying things out and making more considered as well as impulse purchases. So I love to do that. I'm hoping to come up with all sorts of new products. So I want to try and clear some space. I hope you've had a great September, and tell me about any great products you've discovered. Bye for now.